So it's official, just a couple days removed. Deadpool 2 has started production, and their first official shoot is happening at the X Mansion. Hell yeah.
Ooh, that picture of bed got
I love
everybody
that.
hyped, right? It
Love
was,
it.
yeah, it was a
Now,
pretty funny picture. Ryan
uh,
Reynolds, man.
I'm glad that Joe is here because you're probably. Are you the one that's the most down on Deadpool out of all of us here?
Look,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I think that's mostly for the fact that I haven't seen Deadpool since probably the week it came out, and for me personally, like every time. Well, I think I've said it before. The more time passes after a movie, the more I either dislike it or like
Hmm.
it. Like it'll be out of proportion. But I would say, yeah, I probably was more down on it than y'all because it just wasn't my type of movie all that much. But that's it is what
So
it is.
I will say that I've seen Deadpool probably about 3 times since the first 2 times I saw it in theaters. And I get what you're saying. It doesn't have this effect where it sticks with you. It's a very much of the moment movie, and what the more you watch it, the more you start to notice some of the cracks that are obviously there, and whether they're intentional as part of production or not, I don't think that's important right now. But my hope is that Deadpool 2 can be a good sequel that actually takes more leaps and bounds and kind of becomes a better movie that you can rewatch and not see much of that. Like every time I watch Avengers, that movie is still good, as good as the first time, if not better, because you're just like, wow, I can't believe they pulled this off. Where Deadpool has some of that, but it's not the same thing. You're just like, oh, I'm glad they pulled this off because they're able to do a small hand masturbation joke and no one's done that one. It's like it's a different type of yay Hollywood type of deal. So
Yeah.
it's
This is the first one was to get the keys to the
yeah.
mansion, basically, to the metaphorical
Well,
mansion,
I
not
think
Xavier's
like
mansion.
Deadpool was just more of a
Yeah.
win.
Yeah, for the internet,
Because,
I would say.
it got made because the people wanted it to be made, and it turned out to be really
Right.
good. No,
Well, there's a new director on board, so hopefully he
that
can.
worries me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, hopefully it doesn't do too much. I mean, in terms of a downfall or whatever. All I know is, look, I saw Deadpool 1. I did laugh. I probably didn't laugh as much as everybody else, but I did laugh in that movie. But it's just, it is like Armin said, more, at least personally for me, more in the moment. So here's hoping, like you said,
Like,
Deadpool 2 could be more lasting. I mean,
like,
to other people.
comedies have that problem where it's like,
Yeah,
are
I
they
agree.
funny the second time around?
Hmm.
I agree. Comedy is one of those type of genres that can do that more so than others. Like a movie, I could always go back and think it's amazing. Winter Soldier, or Captain America, like that's a movie I'm always gonna think is amazing. And when I go back to, it, I'm like, yeah, this is still
Yep.
amazing.
That's how I feel about that movie too. So my hope is that with this movie they can take more of a approach to broadening the entire universe and introduce this to it. And with the X Mansion, I'm assuming he's here to recruit a couple more X-Men. So it's
Oh, yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
I just
mean,
hope that they don't double down on the meme pool stuff, and it's not anything like that little special trailer thing.
yeah.
oh, because
That was shit. That was
what
awful.
was it? Because there was an article that had came out. I don't know how much of it is true, but because you never know really. But it was between that Ryan Reynolds and Tim Miller, the guy who directed the first one. That
Yeah.
one of them wanted more of the meme pool type stuff with like cat throwing up rainbows, and the other
I
one
think
wanted
that,
more of
that was
it.
I think
Ryan.
that was Reynolds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that I mean, so it might be leaning more on that this time around. Maybe not as we'll see how the director does it, but maybe it won't be as much. Maybe it'll be there. I'm personally more wanted. I'm not as much fan of the meme pool. I think you're not too
Nope.
much. So it's and you too. I mean, so it's okay to be a little bit worried, but then it'll probably still be a good movie. Like I don't think it'll be a bad movie
I
at
mean,
all.
if it's just like John Wick, then people will like it. I'm not a fan of John Wick.
Oh, for real, you're not a fan?
It-
Oh.
No, I didn't get the hype. It's just like
Okay.
it's just an action movie.
I have yet to
There's
see
nothing-
those
Oh,
just
yeah.
because I'm not the biggest fan of Keanu Reeves, and that's my hope. Is like I don't want it to just be an outright like action movie or a meme pool movie. I want a movie that's now part of the X-Men universe that can enrich the universe and make it, expand on
yeah.
those elements that I want to see more. If it's just going to be more of the first Deadpool movie, I can honestly say I don't want that. Like it's because it was like the first
Yeah.
movie was lightning in a bottle. Now don't make the same thing. You know, expand on that. Take a risk. Like, do what Avengers Age of Ultron did. Many people don't like it as much as the first, but I think in many ways it's a far superior actual film, so...
Well, it does expand the universe more in that one, and like plants the seeds for stuff that's later on, whether it be with Scarlet Witch and what happened in Civil War, whether Ultron could come back and whatnot. So that it does do a lot of good stuff, and you're right. It's time. Like the first one, we had fun with it, but it's time to do a little bit more of leading the Fox and everything in terms of holding it down, because clearly the X-Men movies, they make money, but they're not necessarily the most loved as opposed to Deadpool or even Logan.
I don't know. You say it the minute people are like, "As 8 out of 10 movies are good, let's defend it." It's just like you don't have to defend it.
What is it? Yeah, I mean, I still haven't seen Apocalypse, so
good.
You don't need to see Apocalypse.
No.
One of these days, I'm gonna see it just because I feel like I need to.
You're just gonna be sad and
All
depressed.
right. I won't. All right, I won't see it then. But yeah, so it's time to, not time to be serious in a sense, because you don't need it to be a serious movie. It's still gonna be a comedy.
No, it's let's see how Deadpool can work in this playground you got. Like, you had Deadpool on his own with the first one. Let's see what he can do when there's others involved.
And hopefully, what did they do? The joke in the first one, like they have enough money for other X-Men.
Oh, they probably.
You know.
Oh yeah.
So it's it'll be interesting to see where they go with this one. When does it come out?
Next
I forgot
June?
exactly.
Is it June? I thought I was thinking of February.
No, they bumped it back. It was supposed to come out February, but due to Black Panther and overstock, they're just like, no.
There, I'm gonna look it up right quick just because I'm curious.
But I've got 3 movies on the go at once now, so that's fucked up.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. Now, do you guys think there's a possibility that this movie could have any connection to, like, the whole other X-verse they're building up right now? Like, do you think they'll mention New Mutants or Dark Phoenix or anything like that, or no?
I
don't know, to be honest. I mean, they could. There's nothing stopping them, but...
I didn't see Apocalypse, so I don't know how Dark Phoenix goes in with this. I'm just assuming she had a vision and she might turn evil. Jean Grey, like that's just my assumption of what.
I'm hoping
Apocalypse
Deadpool just
was.
breaks the fourth wall in this movie, making fun of it, being like, "Really, guys? Again? You know, it's just going to be terrible again." Like,
or like he'll call up the actress. Oh, what's her name? She's amazing. She's amazing. I forget her name, but
Sophie Turner. That's the one.
No, the one from the previous one.
Something Jensen, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Famke Jensen. Something.
Famke Jensen.
Yeah, that's here. Let's look it up.
Yeah.
What character?
Phoenix.
She was Jean Grey in the.
The original Jean Grey.
Wow, I love how Mitch literally hates those movies so much he ignores their existence and ever.
Oh no, I thought he was talking about Sophie Turner's. And
no,
he went with who was she from the last one? So I'm thinking Apocalypse, and it's like it's Sophie Turner.
No, like I was thinking, what if he like Deadpool mentioned like both of them, like Sophie Turner and
I think for the first time ever,
like,
I should start editing the podcast to beep out things that are offensive, and every time we mention Apocalypse, it's just going to be a beep. No one should ever watch that fucking movie. It is the worst X-Men movie. I don't care what you think. Origins is better. Fuck that movie.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Wow, that's a bold statement.
Yeah,
Makes really no. Yeah.
If it's not worse, it's just as bad.
I think it's on HBO if I'm not wrong, because I had HBO on Amazon and I think I saw it, but I passed it because I went to go see what was it, Dirty Grandpa, and that was a funny movie. Just saying, that's a funny movie. If you have Amazon Prime, you should really check out.
That's what they need to do. They need to make Deadpool 2 Dirty Grandpa style, Dirty Deadpool.
What is it?
That shit.
Well, that'd be funny. I mean, who was it? It was Zac Efron and I think Robert De Niro. So like that's a funny movie. I should definitely check it out. Just saying. But Deadpool comes out officially. It says June 1st.
Okay, so
there's that. June 1st.
I don't know, I'm hopeful for Deadpool 2. We know Cable's going to be in it. I want to see how they're going to handle that confusion, because there is a lot of confusion in there, and that character's origin is so muddled, and oh my god, it's muddled in what Fox.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be anything like.
Yeah, no.
They'll just.
Yeah, y'all thinking they're gonna do the internet thing and kind of joke around how Josh Brolin is also Thanos?
They have to. They have to
You
reference
think that's the
that
thing?
Yeah.
I mean, could be like it's. I feel like Ryan Reynolds would be like, you know what? Let's just mention it as kind of like if it's not in his script.
All he's got to say is that, oh, you actually got up and put more than the
Yeah.
glove on. So,
Well, yeah, something like that. Yeah,
He'll be like,
that'd
oh,
perfect.
instead of
And
the
people
glove,
would,
you now got an entire metal arm? Sweet.
Or what? I mean, they could go like just full on and mention Infinity Stones and stuff like that, but I probably don't think they can because that's maybe a breach of contract. Who knows?
well, they could say Infinity Gems.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Play it that way.
I mean,
Hey, there
remember
you go.
that the artist for the first movie came out and said, they told me, draw the helicarrier, just make sure it's different enough so we don't get our asses sued. And then you have to take down the interview, but it was already out there, so it's like, uh-oh.
Well, there you
So
go.
wasn't there a load of concept art that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was... oof.
Oh,
It's just like,
isn't
no.
there an Infinity Gauntlet with the stones in them, like cooking
Yeah,
meat
yep.
out
There
there
is.
in the world? Like
Yeah.
that could be
Yeah,
it can make a cameo in the movie, like
The ones that
Cable's
actually
cooking.
the ones that got
Yep.
melted when you actually tried to use them.
Now,
Like
I
that
do
could
want
be
to say, in regards to Deadpool 1, their helicarrier is way cooler looking than the ones we have in the MCU. Like, it actually looks like the comic helicarriers they had. I was like, oh, that looks so fucking sweet, but no. Damn.
I mean, it was just a ship with engines on the
But
side.
it's so much
man.
cool. It looks
I-
way more militarized. That's what I like about it, you know? Like,
I mean, it's got a giant hole.
yeah, that too. So yeah, Deadpool 2, it's coming. We're hoping. Hopefully we'll get some sort of official teaser at San Diego Comic-Con, which I'm assuming we will, but hey, you know, we'll see.
Oh.